Welcome back to War Thunder Weekly News. This week, the patch dropped, most of which I've already covered in my second dev server video, but we got some hints on what's coming in the future to War Thunder. Hit that subscribe button, let's get into it. The most direct announcement, and something that we've known since before the patch dropped, is that the Naval Forces closed beta test is coming soon. In fact, this very weekend we got what they call the final closed beta test, along with lots of other hints. My assumption is that the closed beta test probably be next week. Along with last ship dev blogs, there were some leaks. I've already showed this last week, but I have a bit of an update on it, as now I have images of both naval tech trees and in higher resolution. These trees are much different than to the aviation and army ones, as they now go to the right and down. Now, a thing to keep in mind is these are obviously unofficial. They're basically beta trees. And so the final tree that we actually do see in the closed beta could be much different than to what we see here. To make this point stronger, the LCS L3 Mighty Midget, in its dev blog, it is stated to be a rank 2 boat for the US tree, but on this beta tech tree, it is only rank 1. So that kind of points to the inaccuracy of these tech trees. With that said, I'd say the battle ratings are more likely finite, but that's not the only leak that I have stumbled across. There was also a leak of the upgrade chart for one of the German boats, the Project 206 GDR. And as you can see here, it looks kind of as you would expect, although it's a bit concerning seeing the tool set and fire protection systems modifications. I'm hoping that doesn't end up like it does in tanks, because I can't recall a single match I had been in where my boat did not at one point catch on fire. And not being able to put a fire out, well, that's basically just guaranteeing you will die every match. Links to these images, if you wish to view them yourself, will be in the description, as I do with just about everything else. The other major headline this week that I've found is essentially confirmation that they're going ahead with the removal of the Panther 2 and maybe also the Tiger 2 105. As the store team dude had replied to people's speculation on what they would replace it with, he said, "I know, but I can't tell you." A few times in the past, the store team dude had been wrong, but I doubt he would be wrong as something of this magnitude. There was no mention of the Tiger 2 105, and personally I can't think of any proper replacements for it, so maybe they might not go with that. Although, to be safe, I would suggest people research both of the vehicles. I'm gonna put a prediction that they're going to try to replace both of them in the next patch. Though when the next patch is, who knows. In more minor news, there was multiple naval dev blogs, including 2 new light cruisers. Starting with the Emden German light cruiser, armed with 8 150mm cannons, far too many 20mm cannons, and a few others sprinkled in there for good measure. In comparison to the British and Italian light cruiser that we got to test in other matches, I still like the Italian one better. Though this one wasn't too bad, it is a pretty good brawler, and when things get a little crowded, you can always use some torpedoes to clear some room. The model looks really good, and according to the stat card, it's going to be a 5.0, which lines up with the battle rating on the leaked trees. The US light cruiser was the USS Trenton. I really like this Omaha class cruiser because it was really old school. It had some of those turrets built into the side, and it had a total of 10 150mm cannons. Though less of an anti-air armament, I didn't have as good luck with this thing as did with the German one. It has 2 Kingfishers on it that I'm really hoping in the future Gaijin allows us to set off and maybe even take control of to scout out the map ahead. The final naval dev blog that we got was the LCS L3, the one I had mentioned earlier. This seems to be the US answer to the German flak barge, as it is a slow ship with heavy armaments. 1 76mm cannon, 2 40mm, and some 20 mils. Not nearly as good as the German flak barge, though it has a similar role to play as being a low battle rating, heavily armored but slow ship. If you had bought one of the boat packs on PlayStation, instead of a discount for one of the Destroyer packs, you can get 2,500 more Golden Eagles, as a total of 5,000 Golden Eagles with the purchase of the Destroyer, which isn't nearly as good as a discount, but there might be some sort of restriction on the PlayStation side of things. That's just been everything this week. If you want a more common update to War Thunder news, you can join my Discord, where I commonly post news updates throughout the week. If you've liked this video, hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, don't hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. I make these every weekend. I make random videos throughout the week. I'm thinking about starting to cover some Fallout 76 as that starts to come into beta. Thanks for watching and have a great day.